Once the seeds have gone in the ground, it normally would be between 10 and 14 days later the seedling would emerge. And once it's emerged, you've got a period of time between kind of November and late February when you're really just looking after the crop and making sure that it's stable, making sure that there aren't pests trying to eat it or spread diseases in it. So we'd normally do 2 applications with the sprayer in that period of time. One would be a herbicide to take out grass weeds, and the second one would be an insecticide to prevent something called an aphid. And an aphid is a very, very small insect, but it carries viruses, and so any other crops of barley or wheat nearby can have a virus in them called barley yellow dwarf virus, and that will make the plant very, very small. It reduces your yield. So we'll treat that with an insecticide, and once you've done that, once it gets cold, you basically put the crop to bed and you wait for things to warm up again in the spring. We need that crop to grow very, very quickly because we are going from a crop which is only about that tall and might only have 3 or 4 leaves per tiller, and we need that to bush out and produce as much biomass, as much physical leaf volume as possible. The first thing we'll do in the spring is we'll come in and we'll give it an application of nitrogen fertiliser. And that is a bit like rocket fuel. You put it on the crop and that will really get it moving. So that begins a very busy season for us to try and look after the crop, make sure it stays healthy, make sure it stays green. What this crop is really doing is taking sunlight and turning it into Maris Otter grain.
It was the mainstay of the British brewing industry through the 60s into the 70s and well into the 80s. But then it was starting to show its age. It was being superseded indeed by some of its own offspring, and we're continuing to malt it because it's got a very strong following from the global brewing industry. Our brewing customers find that there is a taste difference with beers brewed with Maris Otter. It's also very forgiving in the brewery, so it's quite easy to work with. It doesn't cause any problems through the brewery. So it continues to be a very popular variety, and we're shipping it around the world. We're sending it to the US, got a big following in Japan. And we've got growers who have grown Maris Otter since the day it was introduced. So their grandfathers have grown it, their fathers, and now they're growing it. There is this difference in taste, and you can taste it in the beers. We've done some academic work looking at flavour compounds in different barley varieties, and there is a difference in the compounds which are present in Maris Otter now. And I think you only need to look at some of the best beers that are brewed with Otter. You'll see they're best-selling beers. So the consumer likes it as well.
So as it stands now, we're here at the beginning of June, and we've got this crop of Maris Otter that has sort of done as much growing in terms of height and length as it's going to do. And what we really need now is plenty of sunshine. We've kind of done as much as we can do. The crop has grown and produced everything it's going to produce in terms of volume. We just need it to now grow and get bigger and swell. So as we stand now, we've got about 8 weeks before we're going to be getting very, very busy, and we're going to be in here with a combine. The size of the grain, the amount of nitrogen in the grain, and the yield of the crop will be up to the specification that the end user is going to want.